We're on the phone today with Richard Williams. He is the guitarist for the band Kansas, as they are back on the road here celebrating 50 years this year, and they'll be coming to the State Theater in Minneapolis on July 14th. Hey, Richard, how you doing today?
Good, Dustin. How are you?
I'm excellent. Thank you so much for joining me.
Sure, absolutely. Glad to be here.
Well, I know it's the 50th anniversary of the band Kansas. First of all, does it seem like it's been 50 years for you?
I get asked that a lot, and you can have parallel thoughts on one subject that are completely different. It seems like yesterday, and it seems like 100 years ago. It's been a long road, but again, I can look back and remember in our early 20s and getting started. It's all very clear to me.
I know you guys are celebrating with the Another Fork in the Road tour kicking off this summer. And it looks like you guys will be playing nonstop throughout the rest of the year here.
Yeah, we get started and we kind of a leisurely pace, and then once we get into the 50th anniversary tour, it's nonstop into February.
Awesome, and I know you've got a show coming up here at the State Theater in Minneapolis, July 14th, and that's got to be a great feeling for you to see the age range of the people out there in the crowds and to know how many generations your music has influenced over the years.
Yeah, there was a period about, 5 years ago when we were going, what's going on with all the young kids in the front row? And we couldn't figure it out. That's when we really became aware of Supernatural and the Wayward Son. It was the official theme song of that show. And that show was so enormously popular that it was bringing a very young generation to our shows. And it has continued. And, the show ran for 15 years, so these teens are not in their 30s. And they're coming with their parents, and it's pretty amazing.
Definitely. I know Kansas was very successful right out of the gate. It's amazing how often your music is still heard on the radio and in films. And as you're mentioning, your music, it means a lot to a lot of different people.
Well, I think we kind of, as a unit, we really liked singing about other things that were more inspirational, something that the common man could relate to, and maybe they would be asking that same question of themselves, rather than the traditional love songs and all that. Nothing wrong with all that, but there's plenty of people that do that, and that's not what we do. And we've really just tried to remain true to what we were when we started, not really bent to any fad or fashion, and are loyal to our fan base and to ourselves.
Well, I got to ask you, Richard, if you could talk a bit about your relationship with Phil. I mean, you guys were both with Kansas since the beginning, and you've been through all the ups and downs. I imagine you guys have a pretty great bond after 50 years.
Yeah, we were the first band I was ever in high school was with Phil. So we've been playing together since 1967. Wow. And I don't know what the answer to that is, other than after 50 years, if there was something to argue about or fight about, we would have already done it by now. It's a mutual respect. We're definitely two different people, but it has worked. Through thick and thin, we've both been. One thing we have in common is we're very dedicated to what we do, and dedicated to keeping it going. Dedicated to presenting the music in the best possible way.
Awesome. Yeah, again, 50 years, incredible. Not a lot of bands can say they've been making music as long as you guys have, and I know you have the new Another Fork in the Road, 50 Years of Kansas album that's just out, and also the Absence of Presence just a few years ago. Are you guys still writing music now, or will there maybe be anything new coming up down the road after the tour?
Well, we've got a few things in the can, and yes, we are planning on recording again, but right now there isn't any time to record. With this year is completely filled. Right now we're more in the process. Everybody's doing their homework at home, learning a lot of this material. Some people haven't played any of it. So just getting familiar with the new set list before we start rehearsals, before we start playing it. There's a lot of notes. And for me, of course, I've played all of this, but there's a few things I haven't played in 40 years. And so it's kind of like when I first started, when you're picking up the needle on the record player as you're trying to learn, a song by the Beatles or something. It's learning it all over again. But it's fun. It's can't wait to play these songs again. It's going to be a very special tour to get to do this. And I don't think the full weight of 50 years has hit me yet. It's another year. Okay. We're going back on the road again like we always do, but 50 is a special number. And I think once we get closer to it starting, I'll feel more of the weight of it.
Excellent. Again, Richard, congratulations on 50 years, and I'm looking forward to the tour here, coming to Minneapolis July 14th. And thank you so much. It's been an honor speaking with you.
Oh, thank you for your time. I really appreciate it.
And again, that was Richard Williams, the guitarist for Kansas, as they celebrate their 50th anniversary this year. And they're another Fork in the Road tour kicking off this summer. They'll be coming to the State Theater in Minneapolis on July 14th.